Basically, I'm going to be talking about mental health, but specifically my mental health, I guess. I don't know, like mental illness. The first step of fixing this stigma on mental health is to actually talk about mental health, because I know it's really hard for me to talk about, and I know anybody that does have any mental illness, it's something that they usually don't like to discuss because people think that it makes you weak, and I don't know. In no way am I doing this for attention. I'm basically just doing this because, like I just said, like it's something that needs to be talked about, so then people will get help, and also so people will actually understand it better, because most people don't understand it. Talking about me, I have persistent depressive disorder with major depressive episodes and generalized anxiety, and I also have like a sensory problem that like triggers anxiety. I don't know. I don't really know that much about that one. But so basically I have depression and anxiety. And I've had anxiety basically my whole life. At least since I was 2. I've had depression for at least 2 years. I think 2 years. Maybe longer, but definitely 2 years. So for me, like, depending on the person, like, everybody is different with their mental illness. For me, anxiety is constant. It's all the time. It's never not. My therapist describes it as it constantly feels like somebody's trying to push you off a cliff. So fun. It's really hard for me to like do anything really, especially socially. And it's not, I don't have social anxiety, but it still affects me socially. The things that I'm about to say, it's like everybody like feels this way at some point, like, you know, but it's like, it's all this stuff to the extreme. Like, it's not healthy, and it affects you, like, it affects you physically even. I overthink things a lot, like constantly overthinking. My brain just basically never shuts off. I'm always stressing out, like really badly stressing out, like causing like stomach aches and stuff. Anxiety for me is the hardest to like explain, like for me personally, because it's something that I've like basically dealt with for so long, and I didn't even like realize it was a thing, because everybody's always like talking about how they don't like to do presentations or something. So I'm like, okay, so me before a presentation is normal, but it's like to the extreme. That's not how it is. I don't know. These are some of the things that happen when my anxiety is really bad. Not all of them happen all the time, and like these are like some of like the things that happen before a presentation, since that's a big thing people talk about. My stomach starts to hurt, like just feeling like I'm gonna throw up, basically like nauseous. My palms get sweaty. I sweat in general. And I'm very shaky. That's the most annoying thing ever. I'm always shaky. Shaky is like my number one thing. For depression, basically like people like, you know, like I said before, like people are like, just cheer up, but it's more than just being sad. Like for me, it has affected like my entire life, basically, no exaggeration. Like this whole summer and this year and stuff, it's gotten really bad, and I basically lost basically all my friends at one point, whether I'm friends with them currently or not. I push people away. I miss a lot of school, more than I usually do. And like I've had to like drop classes because I can't, like I really can't do them because of my depression. Like for example, AP Euro. I get pretty good grades, and I'm kind of smart. Not really. I'm not saying that to be cocky, but I get good grades and I know stuff. And I should be able to like handle that class. But due to depression and stuff, I can't concentrate, like at all. It's really hard for me to concentrate. And like, especially when I try to read and stuff, like the words just look like they're blurring together. And like I'll just read the same thing over and over again, and I'm not actually understanding it, and I can't, like, it's a mess. And then I'm just really stressed out, and whenever I would try to do the homework, I would just start crying. I miss school sometimes because I'm either really stressed out, I didn't get any sleep the night before because crying, and sometimes when I cry, and sometimes even when I don't cry, it's like, it kind of recently became like an everyday thing. My body like goes numb. Like, it's not like a emotional kind of thing that's already numb. Like before, my lips would just go numb. Like I couldn't feel my, he was the song, okay, but my lips would go numb. And now like it's a thing, like my whole body, like I can't feel my like hands and stuff. And that's definitely not normal, and it's like, you know, caused by a mental illness. So mental illnesses affect you physically too, because my nervous system is basically just all messed up. I get really, really bad headaches. Basically every single day I have a headache, and depending on the day and depending on how much I do during the day, it gets worse. So yeah, at school I usually have my head down, or I'm not saying that much because my head is pounding. Also, I can't get out of bed sometimes. Like, it's not like one of those things where I stayed up too late and now I'm really tired and I just want to go back to sleep. I can't get up for school. No, like I literally cannot. I'm like, okay, Shine, you have to get out of bed, and I literally cannot get out of bed, which that ties into soccer, because soccer was a struggle this year because I'm like a stopper, so I have to stop the ball, you know? And I would like tell myself, okay, you need to run to get that ball. It's like 2 feet in front of you, come on. And like the other part of my body's like, nah, we'll just stand here and watch. Like my body would not move. And so it's like, I'm like fighting with my body, which isn't something you should have, like, that's not a typical thing. Like usually you're like, okay, let's run. But I'm like telling my body, okay, you have to run, and it's like, no. Like, I'm being dead serious, this is how it is. And also, another problem with soccer and with my depression, anxiety was, at the end of the school year last year, like, my anxiety and stuff was getting really bad, and I couldn't eat. Like, I lost my appetite, and so I was just never hungry. I was too tired to eat. I didn't have any energy to eat, and I began not wanting, like, I see food and just disgusted by it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. All of this is hard to explain, but so I couldn't eat, like, my stomach like shrunk and stuff, and I couldn't keep food down. I didn't want to eat food, and I ended up losing like 25 pounds this summer because I just couldn't eat. And so when soccer came about, hello, big problem. You need food to have energy and stuff, which you're already lacking energy and you're lacking food, and basically it caused me to like get lightheaded all the time. Like I couldn't, like, it'd be like halfway through the game and I'm like, I need a sub, and it's like I already have asthma, so that already is a problem for soccer. And then being lightheaded because you can't eat, that's also bad, because I was starting to get dizzy and I'm like, well, gotta sit down, and I like almost passed out. Like, not normal, not good. So then I like slowly try to like force myself to eat more and more, and it's very hard, but I did it. And now how my appetite is, it fluctuates to me not being hungry at all, having no appetite, not wanting to eat, to me like having too much of an appetite and like on the verge of overeating, or at least my overeating. I don't know. So yeah, I had to go to a mental hospital. I did not try to kill myself. I have tried to kind of kill myself. It's like, I didn't fully try, but it's like, I tried and wouldn't care if it did work, but I didn't necessarily try. And it's hard to explain, and that was like the end of September, beginning of October-ish. And then basically I went to the mental hospital because basically for the 2 weeks prior to it, I went the day after Thanksgiving, but 2 weeks prior to that, like, basically the urge of me to kill myself just got worse and worse and worse. Not fun to deal with. And I just felt worse and worse and worse. I was sleeping a lot more, and then, because basically all the time I would just think about killing myself. And then I just remember like one Sunday, like I was trying to sleep and I just wanted to kill myself, and then I kept waking up like every 15 minutes, and the urge to kill myself just got worse and worse and worse. I ended up having like a breakdown and stuff, and so then it just got worse, you know. And then Friday, like, I was like trying to, you know, feel better, but I just wanted to kill myself. And it's like, basically almost every single part of you wants to kill yourself. You're like, there's literally no point, no exaggeration, that's how you feel, and you just really, really want to die. But then there's like this little tiny part of you that's just like, what if? Like, what if things do get better and stuff? And that's like the one thing that holds you back. But it's like such a little thing, but it's so powerful. I don't know. But anyways, I still really wanted to die, and I was scared of if I didn't get away or something that I would have done something, and you know, I really want to do it, but then that little piece is like, oh god, what if? So I basically talked to my mom about it, and then she talked to my therapist about it, and they're like, I think it's a good idea, and then I just ended up going there. And then that was also the fastest way for me to get medication. For me, with my depression, like, it's gotten to the point where I don't really feel anything. And if I do feel something, it's just sadness. But for the most part, I just feel nothingness. And I honestly just don't care about anything. Like, my cat that I've had since I was like 4 years old, I could watch it get hit by a car, and I honestly wouldn't care, and I wouldn't cry, and I wouldn't feel anything. It just basically feels like a big wall of nothingness. So yeah, not fun. I just feel like it's something that it should be talked about because there's so many different stereotypes, and I know people who are like adults that are still like, they don't want to talk about their mental illness because of this terrible stigma it has around it. And that's why I want to talk about it, because no, it does not make me feel totally comfortable telling people about my problems. I mean, I've had a fan account since I was like in 5th grade, so I could vent on there, like, let alone come out and randomly tell people all my things that, yeah, I feel vulnerable and stuff, but it's the only way that people are going to understand it or there to be real help around it and stuff like that is if we talk about it. So here I am. So yeah, so I'm basically just doing this. Yeah, it's a movement, but I'm gonna make more videos about this and other stuff. My videos will be better than this. It won't be shot on an iPhone, and I won't be talking the whole time, not all of them, but yeah. So if you have any questions about me personally, I guess, or you just want to talk about yourself, that sounds bad, but like, if you have any questions in general, whether they revolve around me, yourself, or somebody you know, or just mental health in general, or if you just want to vent or something, it could not even be about mental health, you're just going through something, or you just want to vent about your best friend, I don't know. I'm here because trust is like a huge thing for me, and so if you tell me something, I'm not going to go tell people because that's just stupid. So yeah.